Oh, hi there. Just going into the garden for lunch to pick out some kale for a turkey wrap, and thought I would give the Tuesday garden update. Not a ton different, but some changes to share. So let's get to it. All right, here is the garden box. We see some leaves are yellowing. It's been pretty dry. It's a toasty one today, about 88 degrees. The kale, you can see I've been having some pretty frequently in the stems here, and I'll pick some off again today. I took some of the bigger ones and kind of learned that the longer they stay on, the more bitter they become. So it's a helpful tip, unless you like bitter kale, to pick it kind of when it's more of a medium size. Coolest things to share. The tomatoes, we have the little cherry tomatoes over here that are really just climbing the fence, but we see the little buds still coming in and the little cherry sized tomatoes, but then also we see they're starting to change color. So they're kind of a weird greenish red right now. I don't know how much longer they'll be, maybe another week, but then this plant, the leaves continue to dry, kind of just fall off, so I try and pick them off, but I've been trying to water more, thinking maybe I'm just not watering enough, but the plant won't speak to me, so I don't have that gift yet. There are a couple weeds in here that I have to pick out, but the other change, you can see I added mulch. Did that last week. The thought there being, if you mulch around the plants, that it helps them retain moisture, so you don't lose as much water, and they can stay a little better hydrated through these warm summer days. Next to the tomato, we see this little stout pepper still isn't really growing, but as we get down low, down to the flow, there is the bell pepper, which is pretty soon going to be as big as the plant. And then we had a poblano pepper here, and it had a kind of concave top to it, and I went to try and tilt it to dump the water off of the top of it, and sure enough the pepper fell off. So still have to eat that. The lettuce is growing well. The beets, I harvested one of those the other day, and it was quite small. It was maybe the size of a dime. The green beans, I haven't really produced that many more. There are some in here. I'll get close. You can see there are the white ones, and then we have some other green ones. I haven't really discerned any taste difference, but another cool thing I found the other day, the zucchini plant. Let's see if you can see it here. Let's see here. There you go. There's a zucchini. Kind of hard with the shade and my shadow in the shot, but so it goes with the blossom, which is right here, and then next to it's the zucchini. So they'll continue to grow, and hopefully some of these other ones will start growing too. Tomatillo is spanning the majority of the garden, so we see the sacks again with kind of the husk, and I don't know, but eventually those will start to fill. I haven't poked around too much inside, but it kind of looks like a little paper lantern show, which is pretty cool. And then the other tomato I removed that was kind of diseased. I just pulled it out and stuck it in the backyard, and it's dying a slow death. But that was kind of upsetting because that was the early girl tomatoes, which were the big ones for sandwiches. This other tomato plant, these are the Roma tomatoes, so more oblong, so a little bigger than the cherry tomatoes. I'm trying to keep these off the ground so they don't get diseased as well, or eaten. We see, let's see if you can see here, this one kind of in the center here, a little bit of spots like the other tomato plant had, so a bit concerning, but hopefully it's not the whole plant that gets diseased. So fighting the bees today, thankfully no issues just yet, but it is apparently their lunchtime as well, so hopefully they stick to the plants and not the flesh. Other updates, the basil and oregano starting to grow pretty well. Keep picking off these little white flowers, so it produces leaves instead of flowers. Oregano I haven't really used that much for anything yet. I'll have to figure out some dishes to make. This one, the Potter plant, that we put seeds, and so let's see if anyone can name that herb. Or herb, depending if you like Martha Stewart or not. That is, anyone? Cilantro. So that finally took off and continues to grow, so that'll be good. once those tomatoes are ready. I'm not too confident about the peppers. There are 2 jalapenos that are growing. Otherwise, that's all I got for peppers. And then this one right here, that should be oregano. And then we have this other tomato plant that we moved off here, and I have some mulch too to keep that more moist. I know everyone loves that word. So that is the garden box. The plants in the back, not too much to the tomatillos are still growing back there. Not as big as the one up in the box here. Maybe about 5 or 6 husks per plant. And then the rose bushes, I put mulch around those because I don't think I'm watering those enough. But hopefully they eke it out. But one other thing to share as we walk over on this toasty summer day, the tomato plants, they moved to the side of the house. We'll switch around here. Here are the tomatoes along the side of the house. So we have 4 of them that I moved and mulched, and they're starting to grow. They're, if you remember kind of back to the pot we just showed, pretty short. So now they're starting to grow and get taller. I have to pick up some tomato cages for these. This is a plant, a hosta that Roger gave me, and it looks like I'm slowly killing it. So hopefully I can figure out how to straighten that out. Here's tomato number 2, tomato number 3, and tomato number 4. So this one I kind of screwed up. I tried to prop it up because the stalk was quite flimsy, and I propped a brick, this, next to it, and I guess the wind blew and the brick kind of crushed the plant. So I tried to tape it. It's still alive, so it could come back. And keep watering it. And the nice thing about the plants over here is they get hit by the sprinkler system, so I don't have to water them, get the bucket. So one other thing, I planted some seeds, and those are finally starting to grow into flowers. So let's try and share one of those for you. If you can guess what color it is, it matches. Here we go, little morning glories. So when I moved in last year, there was this trellis, and it was covered with these morning glories that were all purple. So I planted some more seeds this spring, and looks like they're just finally starting to grow and climb up. So that is the garden update. I'm going to go grab some kale for my lunch. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Get out and enjoy the sunshine briefly if it's out where you are. And as always, tune in Tuesdays for the garden update, and check out thebachelorbasics.com. Hoping to do some fun stuff this week. Test driving a Tesla tomorrow, which should be fun. Pretending like I have money, and then maybe checking out a barbecue place, all which will be shared here and on the blog. Thanks as always for watching. Have a great day, everybody.